Stellar Fundraising Auctions presents Black Tie and Tails. Brought to you by our partners, Sojourn Ventures, Gala Toolbox, featuring your co-hosts, Greg Quiroga and Devon Bell. Welcome to Black Tie and Tails, where we tell true tales of triumph and tragedy from behind the scenes of the wonderful world of fundraising auctions. He's Devon Bell, my co-host with the most from coast to coast.
Hello, all.
And I'm Greg Quiroga, and together we put the fun in fun. I'm just kidding. I could never. But that's the thought every would-be fundraising auctioneer has when they decide they're going to start a company.
But I'll put the fun in fundraising.
Put the fun in fundraising, right?
Because without us, it would just be drazing.
Oh, and I don't mean to knock anybody for having unoriginal thoughts. I live off of unoriginal thoughts all day, every day. Together, we are your stellar podcast hosts. And however, wherever you're enjoying this podcast, we are glad that you are here. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and interact. We always love to hear from you. Today's theme is sweet dreams are made of this, and which is funny because you ask most people and they'll tell you that sweet dreams are made of these.
Wait, but I thought the lyric was sweet dreams are made of cheese. What the? How embarrassing. What the?
Sweet dreams make Febreze. And I just want to give a shout out because I recently, speaking of sweet, I recently did an auction on my birthday. And, we work on birthdays, we work on holidays. That's part of the gig. Whatever. It's fine. That's what we do. My wife and I went out. Michelle and I had a birthday dinner on a couple nights later. It was fine. But I got to give it a shout out to Lola and Brianna from Larkin Street Youth Services for giving me the most thoughtful and heartfelt birthday gift I've gotten since Beth Sandifer gave me birthday present on an event date, decades ago.
Shout out Beth.
Shout out Beth. But the disc golf disc with the Larkin Street logo on it is ridiculous. Like I haven't thrown it yet. But trust me, I'm going to hit lots of trees with this.
They know you.
They did.
Yeah, they know you.
It was, not to go too far down this path, but at their event, one of the speakers talked about the importance of being seen. And I think for all of us as people right now, especially, but in general, it is so powerful to be seen, to have somebody look and see you and be like, I totally get you.
I didn't notice you. I didn't notice you there. I didn't see you there. Don't be sneaking up on me like that.
To be seen. And I think as professionals and consultants who do this for a living, we expect to be seen on stage and we expect people to know who the persona is that we put in. We're not that radically different on stage from who we are in real life. But on the flip side, I'm also not walking through the aisles of Whole Foods going, now 6, go 6, bid 6, right? But so to have somebody see to be seen was really, really pleasant. But when you think of birthdays, you think of cake, and food, but especially sugar definitely helps the fundraising world go round.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got a lot of ways to leverage sugar. Just like Lord knows we leverage alcohol. Right. And in the food world, leveraging sugar is very real.
And one of the things that I always say is look, please don't serve dessert until I've had a chance to at least get on stage, preferably until the end of the fund and eat.
Call back to the last episode where you were saying they didn't start dinner until after the 27 lot auction.
Right.
I'm hangry just hearing that story.
But generally speaking, we use sugar, we use food in all sorts of ways to motivate people. And so, this episode, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, we're going to talk about, food as motivation, food as auction lot, food as momentum builder. And you were saying that one of the ways that you have had great fun and profitability and momentum building with the crowd is
the dessert dash.
And so for the uninitiated, what is the dessert dash?
Well, I know you've done dessert dash many times. I know how I have as well. The general idea of the dessert dash is at the event, you've got a whole bunch of desserts. Maybe they're made by celebrities. Maybe they're made by local bakeries that are known. Right? You have a bunch of different desserts, and then throughout the course of the meal and the evening in the program, each table decides how much they'll bid to have a dessert, right? So everyone at the table puts in that total amount added up is how much that table will bid.
And here's a crucial element to this, because I want to be clear. So if they don't bid on and win a dessert, are they getting served dessert?
Yeah, that's something that comes up during consulting, right? And sometimes they'll have just a generic dessert for the people that didn't win. And then sometimes they'll have as many desserts as they have tables, so everyone's going to get one. But that's the thing of the dessert dash, is that the dash part comes in when during the, I'll talk about it more in just a moment, during the course of the evening, table's deciding how much they're going to bid on their dessert. And what that gets you is you get to, usually during the reception, they'll have the desserts out on a display looking beautiful and desirable. And so what you get if you are the table that bid the most for the dessert dash is you get to go up there first and get pick of the litter.
Got it.
Right? You get to choose your dessert amongst all of them. And then the second highest table gets to choose among all of them, except the one that the other people just chose.
So people are closed, blind bid. They're submitting sealed bids. We're taking them backstage or whatever and going through and sorting. And at a certain point, announcing in order, table 12 goes first.
Right. What happens at the end of the meal, which if we've done this well is hopefully coinciding with the end of the live program, is that, okay, it's time for the dessert dash, and the table that bid the most with a bid of blah, blah, blah is table 6. And then table 6 has 15 seconds to go up there and choose their dessert, right? And which is both good because, if you've got 20 tables, then it's going to take a while to get through it anyway. And you don't want people sitting up there and lollygagging and decide, because of course that's, what people do. Well, they'll agonize over their decision. So they have to kind of work it out with their table and choose someone with sturdy shoes and good hamstrings to run up there and make their claim on their dessert. And we go through it. When you said the moment that comes where, you say, okay, the highest bidder is table 11. Yay, they get their pick of the litter. Something that has really worked is during the course of the meal, to have the volunteers go around and do a check-in of where it's, maybe there's a piece of paper where everyone puts what they're going to give. And someone goes around and does like a straw poll halfway through, and then you can announce it to the crowd. We're still doing the dessert dash. Just so you know, right now, the leading table has bid $2,200, right?
Interesting.
Because you know how it is getting people into their competitive, wearing their competitive hat. And it's fun.
Interesting.
It's fun because it really makes if you ever been to medieval times, like you get randomly sat in your section and then by the end of the night you're screaming for the yellow knight like you've loved him all your life. And I've really seen the dessert dash kind of bond a table.
Yes.
And they'll all give more than they were expecting to because they're going for the collective, and someone's like, oh, I want that fudgy cake or whatever.
And shout out Humane Society of Southwest Washington. They do a dessert dash for a 50 table auction.
Yeah, that takes a while at the end.
So there's a ton of desserts, and in their desserts, you get the sublime, right? You get these amazing looking, like multi-tiered cakes,
fondant sculptures. Yeah,
just beautiful. And then you also get like a platter of Twinkies.
Right. The ridiculous to go with it. Yeah.
Here's
Rice Krispie treats.
Here's a dozen ding dongs, right? And the way that we do it is that we have one representative from every table, like their dessert dasher, go stand in a line.
Okay.
So that they're all facing the desserts and ready to go. And then we say, okay, table 12 is first, and we only give them like 5 seconds. So okay, up next, table 13.
So there's someone coming right up on you.
Table 56, table 47, and actually announce the table 12 is first. first at $2,800, right? And then table 13 with, and announce but like make it like a real madcap.
It needs to be a dash.
Because the first year I did it, I gave people time to go find their dessert and get their dessert. And I was really kind about it.
And it went forever.
It went forever.
It's what do you say? Death March with cocktails.
Death March with cocktails.
Something else, one of my events, they do the dessert dash. The desserts are beautiful. And each dessert, they pair with a different booze. This one's with a port. This one's with a bottle of bubbly. This one's with a Kahlua. Maybe it's something that matches. And
do you find that like ups the ante?
I would say yes. Overall, it ups the ante. But you and I have both seen. I did the dessert dash last year for TheaterWorks Silicon Valley. They always do a dessert dash, and it's really well done. Okay. And I think their top table was $7,000.
Wow.
Right? So like whatever's going on there, I mean, it's not all about dessert. That's for darn sure. So I think that having the bottle of booze does increase the value, but if you're doing it right, it's an expression of love for the organization, not necessarily about dessert. As Ed would say, donated cakes, no calories, no fat.
But I mean, Humane Society of Southwest Washington, their dessert dash, like I brought home the paperwork one time just because it was like it like 5 digits. We're in like the 20-something thousand, $30,000 on dessert dash.
Yeah.
Like who am I to say no? Let's not take up the time to do that.
Right.
But this strikes me as one of those like culturally specific revenue enhancers.
Like, it's not going to work at every event.
It's not going to work at every event.
I agree.
It's not going to work at 10:50 at night.
The warm glass of milk dash.
Right. Call back to the last episode. But, and it's not going to work at it's not going to work at wine auctions. Right.
Yeah, right.
But there are, again, like school events. Sure, there are some schools you use your wild, drunk, rowdy crowd, and if you can, and especially if you're doing the, there's not going to be dessert on your table, right? Like at the very end of that 50-something table dessert dash,
that's crazy.
There's like 5 tables that did 0.
Yeah, right. So they get the 5 leftover ones.
And so you're like, table 36, table 14, table 72. Like, you go, and then you just send them all and they like go.
Get up there.
They go and they pick up like the dozen cookies or the ding dongs or whatever. And they just acknowledge, like, they're like, yeah, sure, we're the cheapskates. And sometimes it's people don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or they just don't want, like, that's not where they're putting their money.
It is. I'm going to say it does require a certain amount of commitment because it's a lot of time. It's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of having to use volunteers.
It's a lot of desserts.
There's just a lot going on.
There's a lot of desserts.
Yeah, that's a lot going on.
Unless you're doing like a really high value dessert dash with only like 5 or 6 desserts, and everybody else is still going to get dessert.
Yeah, everyone else gets this slice of sheet cake or whatever you're getting. Yeah. And another thing that I've seen that is that's a real positive about the dessert dash is if it's part of your culture and part of your event, so people are looking forward to it, then you can have cakes that go across across years, right? Like, last year that raspberry champagne cake, I want that, and then other tables like, no, I want that, right? And so it's a dessert dash is a chance to have something as simple as a pile of sugar, like gain cachet and have people fixate on it, which is always what we want at the auction. I want this thing no matter what.
Well, and I think that's also a really good tie-in to the sense of tradition that you can build into your event. Like if you can make your event memorable, that means you're making people feel, right? Because people form long-term memories when there's an emotion tied to a moment. And if you can make people remember specific things or traditions or look forward to, like, this year I'm getting that. Right. Like, like, oh no, this year we're gonna like that there's a reason we do these in-person events.
Oh yeah.
There's a genetic reason as humans that we do these in-person events. And so there's a genetic reason as humans that we love traditions, that we love being able to do the same thing over and over again every year, right? So, I mean, I think having the same dessert, having it be part of the dessert dash, that's brilliant. Love it.
Yeah. And that doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes things get stale and sometimes they gain cachet over the years.
Sure.
But dessert dash is an opportunity to go, man, I wish I got that thing last year. That won't happen again this year, which is chef's kiss. That's how we like it.
We all know those Rice Krispie treats get stale if you leave them out too long.
Right? The ones with the green and red Christmas Rice Krispies in them. Oh, wait, those are old.
Oh, don't undersell it, Judge. Black Tie and Tails is brought to you by our partners, Gala Toolbox. Built for people who get handed the gala on top of their actual job, Gala Toolbox is a practical resource hub for nonprofit staff, board members, and volunteers who plan fundraising events. Gala Toolbox offers you proven tools built from real fundraising experience, gives you timeline, strategy, spreadsheets, and more, helps you plan smarter, reduce stress, run a stronger event. Raise more money without burning out your team or second-guessing every decision. Go to galatoolbox.com, download your free event planning blueprint. If you want to purchase their comprehensive Gala Toolbox from blueprint to build, use Stellar as a discount code and you will get 25% off. Again, 25% off the comprehensive Gala Toolbox from blueprint to build if you use Stellar as your discount code. Often we're opening an auction with the better dessert served to the winning bidder's table, right? Or maybe not the better dessert, right? Like, I mean, I've sold a dozen donuts and a bottle of champagne for a couple $1,000s, right?
A special dessert is, I guess, maybe.
But you know, oftentimes we're kicking it off something. So I did an event where everybody had, this seems to be a running theme in my world, is that we're going to feed people at the end of the auction.
I call back to the last episode.
Yeah. And I did an event where everybody was at a winery, beautiful setting, and we're down in the tank area, right? We're down with the tanks, a bunch of tables set up, and then up on the hill overlooking the beautiful wineries where people are going to go afterwards and get dinner, right? But for now, we're down in the tanks with all the tables, and there are snacks on the tables. It's not like we've just like send them off for this auction. It's not a long auction. It's like 15 lots.
It's not short.
15 lots. But we decided to do some instant gratification, and this particular auction after the fund. So we opened with the instant gratification, and then after the fund a need, which was like around 10 or 11, right? Like 9, 10 or 11, 2/3 of the way. After that, we're like, okay, and we had somebody like after the auction, everybody's going to go upstairs up to the top of the hill. Everybody's going to get tacos. Right? We've got like great taco plates and everything else waiting for you. It's going to be fantastic. But one table can have tacos right now.
Oh, impulse by heaven, right? Impulse by hell.
It was, and we had wait staff standing by with like with the little taco trays.
Yeah, the little
V-shaped thing.
Yeah.
We have like 20 tacos lined up, so everybody at the table gets 2 tacos and a pitcher of margaritas.
Oh,
served.
I kind of wish I had a paddle right now.
Served to the winning bidder's table, and it did better. I mean, it did better than I thought it was going to do. We sold that for like $10,000.
What?
I mean, it was that kind of auction.
Okay,
right? Let's not get caught up in comparing numbers. It was that kind of auction.
But it was showing your love.
That was right in the wheelhouse of like a low level lot at that particular event, right? Like mid to low level lot. Like I sold for 10. And so, oh wait, look, we've got a second platter of 20 tacos and another pitcher of margaritas ready to go. Like we just whipped like straight out, like went straight into it, and I think we dropped back to 9,500 for the second place bidder. So we made $19,000 on 40 tacos and 2 pitchers of margaritas. And it spoke to the generosity of the crowd and the belief of the crowd in the organization, but also when you're holding a crowd hostage,
right,
by their hunger.
Everyone's hunger, and you're like, look at all these tacos. It's like, we're gonna let your candida do the bidding. Your gut fauna will make this choice.
Yes, but savory is an interesting choice for the instant gratification. Next week, I'm going to date it, but I do the Nelson Atkins Museum Shuttle Cork Wine Auction, and that's a big food tasting event, and then everybody gets into a tent and gets seated, and there's food available in there, but it's not a sit-down dinner kind of affair. But for the last couple of years, the opening lot we've done, there's a restaurant in Kansas City, and I'm sorry for forgetting the name of this restaurant, but there's a restaurant in Kansas City that is famous for its seafood tower. And we have opened.
I thought you were going to say barbecue. Right?
Yeah,
Kansas City.
No, Jack Stacks.
Seafood from Kansas City, you know.
So to go off on a little bit of a tangent, the Nelson Atkins Museum is known for its shuttlecocks that are in front of the museum. You know, the badminton birdies.
Big shuttlecock.
Yeah, they've got like 3, I want to say 25 to 30 foot high shuttlecock statues, sculptures spread around the grounds of the museum.
So I fully expect you to edit this out, but you're saying there's huge shuttlecocks out in front?
Yes.
Okay, well, nothing wrong with a big shuttlecock.
No, not at all. I mean, they've leaned into this because their wine auction is shuttle cork. Which is a shuttlecock, but with a cork at the end instead of the little rounded birdie thing.
I can see AI drawing that picture even now.
And then, last year they did a 50s, let's go out to the lobby kind of cartoon theme with a little dancing shuttle cork. It was great. So on brand. But they do a welcome lunch for all the vintners at Jack Stacks, which is a famous barbecue place in Kansas City. And they call it shuttle pork. Right. So if you're gonna lean in, if you're gonna go with the puns,
right,
go with lean in and go with it.
If you're gonna be a shuttle dork, then just do it.
That is so good. Yes,
just do it.
Yes. I'm going to use Shuttle Dork on stage next Friday night.
What could go wrong?
That is an event done in a tent outside of the museum, and it's a big tent, 700 people, and we've had Kansas, when you think of cultural references with Kansas, the most famous cultural reference in Kansas of all time is
Wizard of Oz.
That the central theme of that is
we're not there anymore.
A tornado coming and picking you up, and we have had to hustle that event because of storm alerts.
What?
Right? Because we're in a tent outside. It's been it's been very interesting and very real. But they opened their auction with this big seafood tower and maybe some cocktails served with it. But it's one of those things we're going to get that for our table right now. And that's one of those things where you can watch a table slowly disassemble and devour.
Sure. And that's one of those ones where it has so much visual appeal and so much hard to resist deliciousness that's the one where the other tables gaze upon you with envy.
Yes.
Right.
What's your line? Come on.
What is it? Your table mates will toast your largesse and good taste while the neighboring tables gaze upon you with envy.
That's fun.
Maybe not in that voice exactly.
That's a fun, close enough. That's a fun line. I think, and that leads to a really good point actually, which is the better visual representation, the more it can be displayed from the front of the room or on pictures on the screen, or if there's iMag to project it, the better it does in the auction. I did an event where the better dessert, the caterer embraced the whole concept of doing the better dessert. So they were like, everybody's going to get a dessert and it's going to be fine. But they did baked Alaska.
Oh yeah, big flamed at the table.
Yeah. Did a big flaming baked Alaska thing and really leaned into we're going to put on a show. I think one of the things to remember when doing anything like this is we're not trying to show catering up.
Right. That's right.
We're not trying to make the caterer look bad. And I always encourage clients, like, reach out to the caterer first, right? Like, let them know, hey, we're trying to do this thing. Are you in? Would you be willing to? Does your pastry chef or dessert chef want to flex their muscles and show off their chops and do this extra special thing? I did an event. In Philadelphia, and we were at the Ritz-Carlton, and they're like, oh, our pastry chef was on like Top Chef or Top Pastry Chef or some TV show or whatever, and would love to show off his skills and do a special dessert. And so the night of, they're like, they bring it out, and I'm serious, like, it's this tiny little cake that fits in the palm of my hand. And he's like, oh, he's like going off about like what it is inside. And I'm sure it's delicious, but from the back of the room, this does not look impressive. Right?
Start the bidding on this thimbleful of cake at $1,000 and go.
I told the event chair, I'm like, you need to go get a bottle of champagne.
Oh, heck yeah.
You need to get something to add to this right now, and not to downplay his thing. But oftentimes the caterer is on board with making it fun and making it exciting.
And your thing about see how the thimble sized cake, not good.
Right.
Not because that probably isn't I bet it's a magnificent dessert.
Yeah.
But we're not necessarily selling dessert for its dessert value. The seafood tower, some people don't like seafood, but who gets it? It's going to be big and imposing, and other people will gaze upon with envy or whatever. So I think that's very much a part of it. This weekend, I'm doing an event where we start off with a magnum of chilled champagne.
Great.
Pretty obvious.
Sure.
You get a dedicated waiter for the whole night who keeps your glass full and like is all over your table the whole time. That's about, like you always say, people, experiences, things. That is people and experiences, and then a bottle of champagne.
And how long's your auction for this event?
This is 10 lots-ish.
So half an hour, right? So for the duration of the auction, it's not like somebody's going to drink 5 cocktails in 30 minutes and like put that waiter to work and have them running back and forth, right? It's not the value of the number of drinks. It's the narrative.
Yeah.
It's the story.
Right. It's you can do a round of drinks for your table, and hey, everyone likes drinks, or you can do a round of drinks and the bartender comes over and makes it and engages you and is funny and cool.
Yeah. It's fun. And it's about, like, again, our careers in fundraising are partially based on the desire of people to be seen competing and supporting nonprofits in a public setting.
That's right. And when we give you something to buy and we go, look at this special thing,
right?
It's special. There's a special person, right? And that it's the opportunity to be part of that.
Yeah.
Right. Those people are not going to say, oh, that seafood tower, that was the yummiest shrimp ever. They're going to be that was so fun to have the seafood tower at our, right? It's not about the quality of the thing, but we're going to dress it up and make it an experience that is valuable just on its face.
At Larkin Street, again on my birthday, they have reduced their auction to 5 lots, which is I'd say that's the Bay Area trend to keep reducing the number of auction lots down to like it used to be 20. Everybody did 20. Yeah. And now it's like most do 10, some do 5.
I'm all for it as long as it's not 0.
Actually. And their 5 lots were all like big lots, right? I was like, how do I pick which one goes first, right? As long as I've been doing that event for 13 years, and as long as I've been doing that event, Mary Perhall, shout out to Mary, generously donates weekend in Napa with a private tour of the kitchen and dinner at the French Laundry, right? It's a big lot. And there have been years where, for lack of any other option, I've had to put that lot first. And Mary has let me know like how much she does not enjoy having her lot go first. And so this year, like the best we could do for an opener was round trip tickets on Alaska Airlines to Vegas, 2 nights at the Venetian, and tickets to see the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere and the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, because there's a Wizard of Oz theme for this event.
That's a great lot.
That's our opener.
Yeah, that's a great lot.
And I was like, you know what? I'm worried about kicking that off. I think we should do a warm-up lot. We won't put it in the catalog, but
special unbilled last-minute ad.
And so they got a dozen baked blooms and a bottle of champagne. And, we roll out hold up the baked blooms and the bottle of champagne at the beginning. And baked blooms, for those who aren't familiar, are cupcakes that look like flowers and actually taste good.
Yep. Too pretty to eat. Almost. Yeah.
That was like a quick $3,000-$4,000, like boom. But it was like it took all the pressure off of. That's the point of these lots, isn't that we love selling sugar or desserts up front. The point is to relieve the pressure off of the big lots, because then when we got to the Backstreet Boys, we already had warmed up the crowd. We'd already established that logic had little to do with this. I mean, that's one of your largesse line I love. My other line is like, look, I could go on about the provenance of the maker of this champagne, the history of the vineyard, the kings and queens and presidents who have purchased this wine over the years, but all of that would make it seem like I'm encouraging you to make logical decisions. And that's the last thing we want tonight.
Yeah. There was a time early on in advertising where when you would do an ad, what the advertiser would do, what the maker of the product would do would be say in the ad all the features of their product and how it was good and how it's better than another product. But if you watch ads now, when they're much more sophisticated, it's all vibe. Yeah. It's about vibe. It's about feelings. It's about, you watch those ads at the Super Bowl where it's $1 million a minute and you're like, what the hell are you doing? I barely know what product you're selling.
Yeah. That's half the game is trying to guess the product. Yeah.
Right. So that really ties into what we do, which is we're not selling a tower of seafood. We're selling a moment. We're not selling a bottle of chilled champagne. We're selling a chance to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah, and a chance to impress your table mates, or to have your table mates go, come on, Devo, buy, that sounds good. Buy that, dude. Buy that.
Yeah. I always say when they're doing their thing and you got a bidder who's in the action,
right?
I go, I'm giving peer pressure a moment to work here because I can see, right? I can see their talking to them.
That's a great line. And I always say no pressure, but pressure.
Yes, pressure. No pressure. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Or like I'll just hum do buy you time. I'm just buying you time to have the conversation at your table.
Right.
Speaking of buying you time, if you don't have all of the travel lots you need for your auction, you should check out our other partner, Sojourn Ventures.
This episode is sponsored by Sojourn Ventures Travel, a boutique travel company helping nonprofits raise more through curated, risk-free travel packages designed for auctions and fundraisers. With personally vetted destinations from Bali, Italy, Spain, and beyond, and full support from start to finish, Sojourn Ventures makes fundraising seamless and impactful. Learn more at sojournventurestravel.com.
Well, and we always appreciate Sojourn Ventures. They're if you don't have a trip in your auction and it's a back pocket, like you pull it out of your back pocket, it's going to sell in much the same way that food, dining and entertainment lots are going to sell in an auction. And I think as long as I've been doing this, as long as you've been doing this, food has sold, right? Like food is all you can all any client who's ever seen one of my lot order spreadsheets know that I like to color code based on category. And for me, the food is always blue.
Really?
Yeah.
My food is usually like orange or red or yellow, like the food colors.
No. For some reason, 22 years ago, trips are yellow.
Trips are yellow for me.
Sports are green. Experiences are green, and food is blue. I don't know why dining and entertainment, big food became blue, but food is blue. And so when I look at a spreadsheet, when I look at a list of lots, if there's not any blue, or in your case, red or orange, or there's only one blue, I will always say, how can we get more?
Yeah.
How can we get more food? And how can we get more dining experiences in here? Because it is that is people. If you purchase a painting And like I've done this. I was trying to bid up a Dali lithograph. And I brought it home and I got busted. The guy I was bidding against was like, sweet, you can have it. Totally. I was just bidding it up.
Dangerous game.
And brought it home. And my wife, Michelle, was like, yeah, no, I hate it. I do not want this in our
Dolly's
house.
not for everybody.
Well, she's like, I thought you loved Dolly. She's like, I don't like that Dolly. Right. And so this was 15 years ago, 16. It's still in a closet in my house. Like I need to get rid of that thing. But you go out for dinner, you don't like the meal. Okay, fine, whatever. You never eat there again. You go home, you move on. Right. And so it is so much easier to make food an impulse buy in an auction setting. It is so much easier, but also, I mean, and that's coming from the extreme negative angle, right? On the positive angle, gathering around a meal is, I think you would argue, genetic, like the need and the desire for that.
Absolutely. Food. Look how food is so primal and universal.
Yeah.
Guess who eats?
Yeah. Hopefully all of us. And so I think like it's always important to have the dining experiences, and they don't have to be like, it's nice to have the Michelin star chef come to your house and cook a meal. Right. And I've sold to have Stuart Brioza from State Bird Provisions come to your house and do dinner for 10 people. I've sold that for over $100,000. Right. Woohoo. And been there on stage with Stuart and had him double it. Right. And like, that's amazing. And at that event, that was the big selling lot, right? Like that was the creme de la creme. But I've also sold, have the board of the charity come to your house and prepare dinner, sell for almost as much as anything else in a different auction, right? It doesn't have to be the 5-star Michelin chef.
No,
it doesn't have to be the renowned caterer.
Yeah.
It helps if it is.
Sure. But you said it is that it's primal and universal. I love doing food because it's an opportunity for things to be priceless, right? Things are just like with wine. There's things that are priceless. And then there's such a human element all built into food, which is what kind of food do you like? You have a dinner party? Who is the chef who is making it? Are they coming to your house? All that stuff. Food is, again, it's universal. I love to spend money on food. That's high on my list. You've
been to the French Laundry.
I have been to the French Laundry. You know what my line is for French Laundry? Because of course I sell that all the time.
No.
I say da-da-da, and it looks like it also includes reservations at a place called French Laundry. Never heard of it. And then it gets a little chuckle and we move on. Right. It's, boy, talk about having cachet, right? You spend a ton of money to go to French Laundry. It's for the reservation, man. It's for the reservation is what you're paying for with that. The food's going to be magnificent, right? But you're paying them many thousands of dollars because you get to run to the front of the line, as it were. Yeah,
the reservation's always the best. When State Bird Provision opened, I sold reservations. No food, no nothing. Just you get to dial up and go for over $4,000 at an event where a collection of like a calendar of dining with 12 other restaurants sold for like $3,000 and just reservations at State Bird sold for $4,000.
Yeah, perfect. Great reference right there of another nice thing about food is it's so universal that you can bundle up food together. Like, you got a bunch of gift certificates, year of date night, boom.
Yeah.
And it's full, right? That's a one that I would want, that anyone would want. Yeah, food's a powerful motivator. I know it is for me.
We used reservations at a hot new restaurant in Chinatown. I think it was Mr. Jew's. We used reservations there as the paddle sweep prize.
Oh, okay.
No food, no gift certificate, just guaranteed reservations. Off you go.
There you
go. Cool beans. And again, to go back to the caterer, to reference an earlier point from this podcast, your caterer is already doing a lot for you and your event, but there's a reason vintners donate to wine auctions, and it's because it's marketing and they want to build relationships. Sure. And oftentimes your caterer is looking for the same opportunity. So you're not putting them out by asking if they want to be involved in your live auction, which is a kind way of saying, do they want to donate an auction lot?
Yeah. And then, of course, do you want to be part of this auction lot and get shouted out for it, marketing hat?
Right. Yeah. And so I've sold everything from have the caterer come to the winning bidder's house and do a dinner for 10, which is a lovely meal and a chance for them to showcase an offering that they do, right? Not only does McCall's do big meals like this, but they also come to us, but also have had this is, and I'm just picking out McCall's because it's the first name that comes to mind because they're one of the big caterers that I've worked with for 20 something years. But they also have a test kitchen, right? Tasting kitchen where you can go in. Like when I never get, do you ever get to go on the tastings with your clients?
No.
I got invited like way back pre-pandemic when we all used to meet in person for every meeting.
Yes, that's the problem. Now it's all Zoom.
I got invited to the tastings a few times. I got to go and everybody's like, what do you think? I'm like, well, I think I'm going to be talking while everybody else is eating this. So my opinion doesn't count, but I'm glad to be here, right? Like, this is lovely. This is more food than I ever get to eat the night of.
It's delicious.
I think I need dessert. To do a private dinner for 10 at their taste kitchen or stuff like caterers are incredibly generous and can also be incredibly profitable in your live auction.
Yeah, well said.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else on food. I mean, I think, and I feel like we already did the takeaways. Like the takeaways are that food is universal. Have more food in your events. Mm-hmm. Explore the dessert dash. It's a cultural opportunity, meaning.
Yeah.
Meaning, is it culturally appropriate for your event? And to analyze everything through that lens, right? Like, is it going to be like not only are we going to make money on this, but is this going to off-put our big donor?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Or is this going to give our big donor an opportunity to and like take the first dessert?
Yeah. It's it's pretty rare to not have a gala where somehow food is part of it. It's the lots. You're having a dinner.
Sure.
Food is going to be part of it. So we think of that as an opportunity to bring in money, an opportunity for your event to shine.
And love doing warm-up lots, instant gratification lots. Again, that event I worked with did multiple. They did a couple of different instant gratification lots, one at the beginning, one after the Fund the Need. You can do more than one.
Maybe in the checkout line, they should have like gum and Cadbury eggs and stuff. Like impulse purchases on your way out.
I like the roundup. I like where like when you get to checkout, they're like, "Would you like to round up?"
Yeah, that's good. Round up to the nearest 1,000.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Round up to the nearest whatever it is, right? But instant gratification does well. Dining and entertainment remains one of the top lots. And now I must be hungry because now I'm just rambling.
Well, let's eat.
Which also is a good point to circle back to the other one. It was like a hungry crowd is not a bidding crowd. So all of these things with the grain of salt or the shaker of salt on, make sure your crowd is well fed. Like
nice. So you've done grain of salt and cool beans in our food episode. I appreciate you. Yeah. I appreciate this guy.
Yeah. I'm on the slow burn today. I appreciate you for joining us for this episode of Black Tie and Tails. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and refer us to your friends who are looking for fundraising auctions. The number one source of new business for us is word of mouth. And so we appreciate you sharing with your friends. And oftentimes people are like, do you even need more auctions? And the answer is like, yeah, sure. We'll always take more auctions. You can always find our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and all of your favorite podcast distribution channels. You can also find it at blacktieandtails.com. Until next time, use your powers for good.